Alright, so in today's video I'm going to take the DJI Mini 2 out for a flight. I haven't flown it in a while, and there's been a firmware update since. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and check that out and see what's going on with that. According to the update, it's added the ability to orientate your aircraft while you're in return to home mode. Also is fixed some type of drifting issue that there was with the aircraft, and then also it has fixed some type of gimbal vibration when you're descending in return to home. So we're going to check that out. Also, I'm going to do some cinematic shots. I'm going to try to get some cinematic shots maybe for a future video. We're going to do that as well. Also, I'm going to show you how to disable the tips that appear on the screen while you're in return to home mode or hyperlapse. I haven't seen anyone do that. Any other creators show that in their videos, so what I want to do is show you how to disable that. So stick around and we'll get right to it. So now I'm ready to go. I've done all my checks. I'm not going to go ahead and bore you with that, but I did put a ND 16PL filter on here because we're all going to try to capture some cinematic shots, maybe for a future video. I have the combination ND filter on here because we are going to be filming over water and try to eliminate some of those reflections on the water. I've gotten a lot of questions on how do I choose the filter. Basically, it's trial and error with me. All I do is, start with a filter, put it up and face it towards the sky or towards the area I want to film. And I also put as you see on here, I put the histogram on here, also put the overexposure warnings on here. And if it looks a little bit too blown out, I will change the filter and then go from there. Now, even if I launch and go out, I may have to bring it back again and change out the filter. So it's mostly trial and error with me until I get a better feel of what kind of filters I need and which in a certain or particular lighting environment. So I'm mainly going to be getting shots of the river. So I'm not really too much worried about the sky. So we're just going to go ahead and launch and go out and see what we can capture. Alright, so we're going to head down this way. This is the Occoquan River. I'm just going to head down this way. I'm trying to...
Aren't you afraid of that thing going into the water?
Yeah, I always got that concern, but I got to get the shots that I need. Yeah, it is. So I'm going to go ahead and get as close as I can, as much as I'm comfortable with, to the river. Now there's no foliage on the trees, and so it's harder to see where the branches are. So I'm just going to stay at this altitude here and head down the river. And I'm going to start here. Actually, I should have started back there. I'm going to actually start filming right here. I've flown this before, and I've flown it with the Mavic Air 2. Mavic Air 2 has, of course, it has the obstacle avoidance on here. And the last time I flew it with the Mavic Air 2 here, there were leaves and everything on the tree. So that was, see, I'm getting close to these trees over here, so I don't want to do that. And it's a little breezy through here, so it looks like it's getting tossed around a little bit. So yeah, it's on the way back we're going to test out the drifting, and then also we're going to do a return to home once we get a little closer. So here's the first dam here, and you guys seen my other video with the long exposure photos. I got some good photos out here with the Mini 2 long exposure photos. So I'm gonna, if you guys haven't seen that, I'm gonna put a link up here in the description, or down below in the description, so you guys can check it out after this video, of course. So this here, I think it's has a lot of birds over here. I call it Buzzard Island. I don't know if there's any buzzards here, but I doubt it. But I don't know what kind of birds are here, but I'm not going to go too close to it, because I don't want to scare these birds here. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit, and you see some birds and stuff over here. Usually there's a lot over here, and I really don't want to go too close, because I don't want to startle them and have them fly and strike my aircraft. So yeah, I'm filming in 4K, 24 frames per second, more for like a cinematic look. 30 frames per second. Sometimes I film at 30 frames per second, but that's mostly, sometimes I do that in studio, but most of the time when I film my cinematic segments or pieces or whatever, I film it in 24 frames per second. It gives that movie look. You know, I try to emulate or get that cinematic movie look. Also, to get that movie look, you want to get your ISO and your shutter speed correct. You want to follow the 180-degree shutter rule, which means your shutter speed should be double of what your frame rate is. So right now, I'm filming in 24 frames per second, and my shutter speed is 1/50. Mavic Mini doesn't have 1/48 is not available, so you kind of go to the next one, which is 1/50. So here's the second dam, and this is pretty cool. Try to get as close as I can without, you know, getting too close. So what I'm going to do is kind of come up over this here and go out just a little further past it, and then I'm going to come back over, and I'll get a downward facing shot. So I'm going to turn it down, turn it around here. It's a little breezy, so I can feel the aircraft getting tossed just a little bit, but it's not too bad.
I won't feel about the light. I just don't feel like I'm that close. So here's what I want to try and do.
So what I'm going to do is line this up. I'm going to get a little bit more altitude on this. I'm going to line this up. Alright. And I'm just going to back it up first. I'm going to do kind of a reveal. I've done this in one of my other videos. So I'm going to do a reveal. I'm just going to back it up here. And when I have the gimbal pointed straight down, it moves really slow. I think the max speed you can go is 8 miles per hour. So from here, I'm just going to push full stick forward. And you can see it's not lined up that great because I think it's a little windy. So I'm going to try to do the best I can. I'm going to try this one more time. So you want to get a good composition. You want to make sure your shots are lined up. You know, make sure you get the best shot you can. You know, to make your shots look good. So you don't want your, like this particular shot, I don't want it to look crooked. So there we go. Come back over, waterfall with a dam. Nice little bird going across there. That's a nice shot right there. Alright. Now also, if you put your ND filter on here and you notice that your exposure just is a little bit in the negative, and don't worry about that. I normally do my shots. I mean, if my shots come out to be like -3 to -7, I don't worry about that too much because I can kind of brighten it up in post. Now, if your shots were like way blown out and overexposed, it's harder to recover that information and kind of fix it. It's harder to fix it. So being just a little bit underexposed, I don't worry too much about it. So I'm going to get close to as much as I can. There we go. I think right about there is good enough. And I'm going to ride this river down here. Speed up just a little bit. This is a nice little place to fly. This is along the Occoquan River, and you can get some nice shots out here, especially of the raging river, the rushing water. Makes for some good B-roll too. The shot's breaking up just a little bit, only because I'm a little low on the river. So what we're going to do is kind of raise it up a little. And I'm going to go over Buzzard Island a little bit. I'm going to get another top-down shot. I'm not going to do any rotations around here because proximity is a little close. So I'm not going to get too many rotations or anything around here. Maybe if I raise up a little bit and go above the tree line. So what I'm going to do is put it in cinematic mode. And as I'm approaching the Buzzard Island, as I call it, I'm going to pan down like so. Try to keep it straight. Now the shot actually, I didn't get it right. I'm going to try one more time. I want to be full 90 degrees down when I get on top of it. So it's all about timing. It's all about the right gimbal setting. So we're going to try this one more time. Maybe give myself a little bit more room to accomplish what I need to accomplish. And I'm running out of record time, so I might have to break this up into 2 separate shots, or 2 separate flights. Sorry about that. I didn't realize that when I put it in here, I didn't realize it was my SD card didn't have much space on it. So I'm going to switch out memory cards. So I'm putting in cine mode, go forward, line up my shot. Alright, now as I'm going over the top and hold it. Good enough. See, the only thing that I can't maintain the speed once I get the gimbal down to 90 degrees, it slows down the aircraft. So I'm going to head back. I've got like 2 minutes left on the DVR, and I'm going to raise up just a little bit because I don't trust myself coming back through here with these naked branches out here. what I want to do from here, I'm going to put it in return to home mode. I think I have it up. I'm going to lower the return to home height just a little.
Go home.
All right, return to home. It's going to go up to the return to home height, which is the 298. So they say I can turn. Okay, here we go. I'm turning as it's returning to home. I can orientate my aircraft whatever way I want as a return to home. That's pretty cool. Also, I will show you how to disable these tips here on the screen. If you don't already know, I'm pretty sure you do.
Landing.
But I haven't seen any other creators out there, just any reviewers mention that. So I will show you once we land. So I don't want it to land on top of me. I'm going to cancel it. Alright, and one thing I didn't test was I have 23%. So one thing I didn't test, I forgot to, I'm going to raise it up a little higher. I got 23% left. I'm not going out far, so raise it up a little higher. And I'm going to push full stick forward and see if there's any drift. Now, I remember maybe a few weeks ago there was a little drift, and I'm pushing straight forward and it doesn't seem like it's moving at all. And as you can see on the crosshairs, it's not really drifting. So it's about time for me to come home and put this down. I just wanted to do a little flight. I haven't done something like this in a while. Just a little flight, real-time flight, and then also test out the new firmware. So let's bring this in. There's nobody around here. Just bring it down.
Landing.
Okay, so if for some reason you do not want the tips to appear on the screen while you're in return to home mode or downloading a firmware update or app update, here's what you need to do. You do not go into connect aircraft. You will actually have to go into your profile. And once you're in your profile, you'll see here on the right hand side, you go down to settings. And once you're in settings, about the fourth way down, you'll see flight tips. You have it on or off, so you tap that, and there's the toggle switch right there to toggle it on and off if you want to. Alright guys, so that's it. That's pretty much all I wanted to do, is go ahead and take a flight. And it's been a while. It's been a few weeks since I've flown the Mini 2, and also, like I mentioned, there was an update, so I wanted to test that out as well. Also, you know, I showed you what I do to capture some of my shots and my settings on my camera as well. So I hope you guys found that useful. So we did test out a couple of the fixes that came with the new firmware update, and they were just fine, so that's good. Now that the sun is coming back out, I think I'm going to unwrap this, put a fresh battery in here, and go back out and get some more shots. So if this is your first time viewing this channel and you like, you know, cinematic videos, tips and tutorials, go ahead and consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that notification bell so you know the next time I post a video. But until then, you guys fly safe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.